Hello my schoolers, this is my school channel and my name is Abiola. Don't forget, in this channel we are solving the JAMB CBT past question for the subject physics the year 2015. Do not go anywhere, stay with us and we'll be right back. Welcome back to my school channel, and in this video segment we are solving questions 41 to 55. So join me as we solve question 41. A radioactive source emits X-rays of very short wavelength, okay, and the wavelength is given as 10 raised to power minus 13. All right, so what is the frequency of these rays? So remember that V equals F lambda. The V stands for the speed, all right, and we know that X-rays, they have very similar or approximate value as the speed of light. So we know that V can be taken as 3.0 times 10 raised to power 8. Very well. So we are asked to look for frequency, and we are given lambda as the short wavelength as 10 raised to power minus 13. So recall the formula that we have. V equals F lambda. Dividing both sides by lambda, the wavelengths. So we have F equals V over lambda, okay? So we have our V as 3.0 times 10 raised to power 8 divided by the lambda is 10 raised to power minus 13. Okay, so that implies that F equals 3 times 10 raised to power 8. Divide means minus, isn't it? Minus into brackets minus 13. So that is 3 times 10 raised to power minus times minus, that is plus. So 8 plus 13, that gives us 21. So remember the units as. So our answer should be 3 times 10 raised to power 21. Let's go back to the screen to select the correct option. Going through the options provided, we'll find our value in option C. So option C is the correct answer. Question 42. The strength of an electromagnet increases with what? So, you know, electromagnet is a temporary kind of magnet, and you can feel the magnetic field when current flows through it. So how do you increase the strength of an electromagnet? Okay, what you just have to do, you can do that by increasing the number of coils, okay, of the wire, of the solenoid. All right, so option A is correct. You can also do that by increasing the current flowing through it. So option A is the correct option. The strength of an electromagnet increases with what? An increase, or when you increase the number of turn of wires of the coil. So option A is very correct. Number 43. Which of the following will increase the boiling point of water? Okay, so there are two things here, at least according to the provision of options we have. They will be dissolving a salt when there's an impurity, okay, in water. It raises the boiling point. That is first. Then secondly, that's firstly. Then secondly, we have eating in a sealed flask, or talking about a pressured cooker. You know, when the heated ones, they want to escape, there's no way of escape. This increases the pressure in the entire system, and before you know it, this makes the cooking to be faster. And even the temperature can be raised from that normal 100 that we know of to about 120 or more, depending on what we are talking about. So eating in a sealed flask or a pressured cooker to have a practical application. So this and this affect it. Now let's consider statement 1. Taking it to a high altitude, what that actually does, it's a contrary thing, okay? It lowers the boiling point of water. Remember atmospheric pressure differences. So increasing the rate of heat supply. Imagine you doing this and the lid is open, you can see. So the viable ones that we can use to answer this question properly is 1, dissolving an impurity, that is salt or sugar now, into it, and 2, eating it in a sealed flask. So statement 2 and 3 are correct. They are the ways we can use to increase the boiling point of water. So where do we find statement 2 and 3? That is in option C. So option C is very correct. 44. Transformers are designed so that the energy losses are reduced to a minimum. Okay, this is achieved through which of these processes? Okay, so this is done using the induction coil. You know, it's a kind of device. So all of the processes described here actually brings out the kind of mechanism that occurs in the induction coil. You know, it consists of a primary, the primary one and the secondary. Okay, so in the primary you have just a few tons of insulated copper ion, which is laminated. Okay, so this lamination actually prevents energy loss. This is what we have here, this soft ion core, and laminating the ion core to reduce energy loss due to eddy current. Okay, this occurs in the primary coil firstly. All right, so all of these processes put together actually leads to the reduction of energy loss to a minimum. So 1, 2, 3 are very correct. However, generally, when it comes to transmitting power, you know, they have to use transmit this power at low current and high voltage. Okay, so this reduces energy loss due to as in form of heat. Okay, so also they use AC voltage instead. All right, you know, it has a lot of advantages over DC voltage. So all of those things I've just described, they just talk about the entire mechanism of power transmission. So coming to what happens in a transformer, okay, the main thing here that actually manages energy loss is that induction coil. That is what we are talking about here, at least in the contents of the options provided. So all of this using a soft iron core. That's starting with the primary coil. All right, we have a secondary coil as I mentioned earlier. So this and this, all of those things work together to help you achieve reduction in energy loss, at least to a very good minimum. So the correct option should be 1, 2, and 3. So where do we find 1, 2, and 3? That's in option C. So option C is the correct option. Do not forget that you can access any of the Myschool tools. This will enable you to better prepare for your coming exams. Okay, all you just need to do, click on that link in the description below. It's going to move you to the Myschool website where you can download the Myschool mobile app or the Myschool software for just a token of 1,000 naira. Remember, the app is completely free. You can also get it on your Play Store. Okay, just download the app. You need to pay a token of 1,000 naira to get your activation pin so that you can get access to thousands of questions offline in all subjects you are sitting for in your JAMB exam. So join me as we solve question 45. The two liquids which are often used in thermometer on experiment basis is what is known as what, okay? So you know, when you're talking about types of thermometer, we have the liquid in glass thermometer, and the liquids used there, they are the mercury and the alcohol. All right, we have the gas thermometer, we have the thermoelectric thermometer, so and water resistant thermometer. So what we are talking about here is the liquid in glass thermometer, and the liquids used, they have mercury and alcohol. So the correct option here is option C. To get more of these contents from time to time, all you just need to do is to hit the like button, and do not forget to also click on the subscribe button, as well as tap on bell notification so you can get informed as soon as we upload the next video clip. 46. Neutrons were discovered by who? Okay, they were discovered by James Chadwick in 1932. Okay, Joseph John Thomson discovered the electron. That was the first subatomic particle discovered. Michael Faraday, you are linking him to electrolysis. Okay, then we have John Dalton. You are talking about atomic theory. So the correct option here is option B for James Chadwick. Number 47. If a projectile has maximum range of 36 meters, find the speed of projection. All right, so you should know that when you talk about maximum range, that means the theta is 45. So your R max equals U square over G. So R max equals U square over G. And we are given G as 9.8. Okay, so, and the R max is 36. 36 equals to U square over 9.8. All right, so when we cross multiply, what we should have is U square equals 36 times 9.8. And I should have roughly, when we multiply, this should give us 3, we should have 2, then 5. Yes, I can bring it down to 8 then. When you square root both sides, we want to eliminate this square, okay? So what I should have is roughly 19. 18 point, probably 78 or 87, thereabout. So what we should have here is 19. So let's go back to the screen to look for the option that carries the value of 19. So look through the options provided and you will find the value 19, option A. So option A is the correct answer. 48. What is the SI unit of relative density? Okay, the SI unit for density is kilogram per meter cube, mass over volume. Okay, so there's something like that here. So, but you should know that the formula for, the SI unit for the International Standard Unit for relative density, it has no unit. So the correct option should be option D. Okay, what is the SI unit of relative density? It has no SI unit, so option D is very correct. 49. For a best result using temperature to achieve an accurate measurement, it is best to use what? So when you're talking about when you need an accurate measurement, what you use is a gas thermometer. Okay, it has some advantages over mercury thermometer. All right, you know, mercury thermometer is one of the types of liquid in glass thermometer. You know, the glass will expand. All right, and you also talk about other things as well. So mercury thermometer and alcohol thermometer, they are examples of liquid in glass thermometer. So when accuracy is very important, we go for gas thermometer. Clinical thermometer is one form of mercury thermometer. Is used in hospitals, just like the name implies. So the correct option here is option B for gas thermometer. Remember, we have the thermoelectric thermometer that works on this can measure high temperatures. The last one, the resistant thermometer, is working on the principle that the increase in resistivity or change resistivity or electric resistance of a particular metallic conductor depends on temperature. So all of that is just an extra information. So going back to the question given us, for a best result using temperature to achieve an accurate measurement, using an instrument to achieve an accurate measurement, it is best to use what? It's best to use gas thermometer. So option B is super correct. Don't forget that we have our army of solution providers waiting for you. All you need to do to reach them is to click on the link in the description below. Right there you can ask your questions, and within moments our solution providers are going to help you out. So join me as we solve question 50. The dimension of universal gravitational constant is what? You know, that is the G that you have in F equals GMM over R squared. Remember, gravitational force. From the formula, F equals GMM over R squared. This is your radius, all right? The mass 1, mass 2. So this is what we are looking for. So we have to make this G, gravitational constant, the subject of the formula. So what we have is GMM equals F times R squared. What do? Divide both sides by MM. So technically I can say G equals F times R squared over MM. So what is the dimension here? Remember, the dimension for force is M times L times T raised to power minus 2. Radius, we're talking about length. Okay? So we have times length raised to power 2. Length times length over, we have two masses, so we have M times M. Very well. So this strikes out this. What I have left is L times L2, that is L raised to power 3. I have T raised to power minus 2. And you know this M is under, so it's going to come up is to be M raised to power minus 1. So it can be rewritten as M raised to power minus 1, L raised to power 3, T raised to power minus 2. So let's go back to the board to select the correct option. So join me as we go back to the screen rather. So if you look through the options provided, you will find the correct option in option A, M raised to power minus 1, L raised to power 3, T raised to power minus 2. That is the correct dimension for gravitational constants. So it's very possible that you have better steps or better explanations to any of the questions we solved so far. Please, we'd like to know. All you need to do, use that comment section below, indicate that question number and the explanations you'd like to share. Number 51. A good electric cell should have the following except what? So, option A, a minimum of polarization effect. You know, polarization is that accumulation of hydrogen gas, all right, around the copper plates in the simple cell. So, there should be a minimum polarization effect. Also, local effect, that's presence of impurities. A good cell should have a long life as well. A good cell should be cheap, should be affordable, should be safe, and the electrolyte too should be safe as well. Okay, so even without going through the other options and just looking at option D, all right, it actually tells us that that is where the answer lies. A good electric cell should have the following, except what? It should be cost effective and it should be safe. So if it is costly and it is dangerous, of course that is not a good electric cell. So option D is very correct. Question 52. The RMS value of a supply voltage is quoted at 200 volts. What is the approximate peak value of the voltage? So remember that that VRMS, that RMS is root mean square, okay? So remember that VRMS equals the V, that's the peak value, all right? Whatever thing you want to use, I think this is more convenient, over root 2. So this is what we are looking for. What do? We cross multiply. So that means our peak value equals VRMS times root 2. Remember that root 2 is 1.4142 thereabout. So I can just leave it there. All right, 1.4142. Yes, I think I'm correct. Then the VRMS value is given as 200. So when 200 multiplies this, we should have 282.80 something. Roughly, we should have 283 when we approximate volts. So that should be our answer. Let's go back to the screen to select the correct option. So join me as we look through the options provided and we find the correct option in option C. So option C is the correct option. Number 53. Heat transfer by convection will take place in one of the following substances. So, by heat transfer by convection, when it is moved either through liquid or gas, because it is being carried about by the heated particles. All right. So, which heat transfer by convection will take place in which of these substances? We just mentioned either liquid or gas. So these are solids. So they are out. So we have mercury and water. Remember that mercury will conduct heat through, I just said conduct. There will be heat transfer through conduction. Remember, mercury is a metal, but in liquid form. So we have water, all right? So water is a very good example of the process of convention, heat transfer by convection. So the correct option here is option D for water. Number 54. A regular spacing or arrangement of atoms in a crystalline material is called what? All right, that arrangement is referred to as a lattice. Okay, it's just like a unit cell of an entire crystal. A solid can be crystal or a non-crystal to put. All right, so orbit is that part that electrons follow. Okay, in an atom, the orbit. Okay, atomic structure of an atom. Okay, energy level. You talk about the sub energy levels, the S, P, D, and F. So the correct option here is option B, the lattice. Question 55. The net movement of solvent molecules from a region of high solvent potential to a region of lower solvent potential through a partially or semi-permeable membrane is referred to as what? All right, so take note of some keywords. We have the permeable membrane. All right, then we also have high solvent potential. All right, so look at the word solvent. The high solvent. So at a particular point, the solvent is high. Okay, so we have high solvent concentration in a particular. So that tells you that that solution is weak in terms of solute. All right, so water will move from where it is plenty. When the solutes, the concentration of solute is low, that means we have enough or plenty water there. So water will move from that place through the semi-permeable membrane to the place where we have high solute concentration or low water concentration. So this tells you that the definition being put up here is osmosis. The net movement of solvent molecules from a region of high solvent potential, that is plenty water, to a region of low solvent potential, there is less amount of water. Solvent in this term now is water. Okay, so in this low solvent we have high solutes concentration, can be sugar. So in this place we have low solutes, there is less sugar, but there's plenty water, more sugar, less water. So the water, you're talking about movement of water, so water will move from where it is plenty to this place until there is a balance and equilibrium. So the correct option is option B for osmosis. We've come to the end of this video segment, but there are more video clips to come. All you need to do to be on top of your game is to hit the like button. Do not forget that you also have to tap on the subscribe button, and always strike the bell notification so you can get alerts as soon immediately we upload the next video.